Hey guys, I'm Dimension Jump, and today I'm doing my top 5 characters that I would like to see in the Legend of Zelda movie. Now, as of when this video is being recorded and uploaded, the Zelda film has recently started production. So, if you've seen some of the leaks and some of the behind the scenes photos, the film looks quite cool, and I think from what was shown off from the behind the scenes pictures, and yeah, I think the costumes have that sort of Breath of the Wild, Twilight Princess sort of vibe in terms of design. And even though we really know who two of the characters are or who are going to be playing as, or who they're being played at, as well as potentially Impa, because we might have seen Impa being in the movie. This video is just going to be me just going over some of the characters that could potentially be in the movie. So, yeah. So for number 5 is Twin Rover. Now, I expect these characters, both Twin Rover, both Kome and Kotake. I believe that's how you pronounce them. I don't 100% remember. It has been a while since I've played Ocarina of Time. But for all intents and purposes, I'm just going to call them Twin Rover because it's a bit easier. But I think Twin Rover is going to be more of a secondary antagonist in that Ganondorf is going to be the main villain, but I think Twin Rover is going to help Ganondorf in some form or matter. I think they're going to help Ganondorf take over the throne or do something else, maybe. I think because they're both witches and they can form one witch, I think Twin Rover is going to, because they both use magic, they're probably going to manipulate the Kingdom of Hyrule or the King of Hyrule in some way, maybe, or they're going to help Ganondorf teach him spells, as well as probably going to be spies for him, so that they can relay information to Ganondorf whenever Link or Zelda are marching towards him for the final fight, or something, or they're probably going to be like a boss fight in the sense that they were a boss fight in some of the other Zelda games. So yeah. For number 4 is Medley. Now, with the Zelda movie, we don't know exactly where how it might be taking place. We know it's going to take place in a fantasy world, but when you compare it to the other games, or when you compare it to the games, it's the games wide or very wildly in different eras and times. So I think we could potentially see the Rito, and with Medley, she could be one of the secondary characters, and she could potentially be one of the sages if the sages do appear or have some sort of relevance to the story, because the sages do have a sort of, or do make an appearance in some of the Zelda games when they are a part of the story. So I think the sages could appear in the movie, and I think if they do bring in the Rito, Medley could be one of them, and she could be a character that could be brought into the movie. So yeah. For number 3 is Saria, as well as maybe Mido. Now, with Saria and Mido, they do have a bit of an importance to the story of Ocarina of Time, with Saria teaching you Saria's song, as well as being one of the sages, and Mido being a character important to mainly the beginning of Ocarina of Time, as well as being a bit of importance to the story halfway through the game, once you've jumped 7 years into the future, when you first pull up the Master Sword. And I think they could make an appearance of some kind. I think that if the sages need an appearance, or they have an appearance in the game, Link and Zelda will probably need to go to the Kokiri, which are the race that Saria and Mido are part of. And Mido might have some importance, he could be oh, you can't enter the Lost Woods without doing Saria's song, or something like that. And Saria could let them in, saying, oh, they're members or they're part of the royal family, as well as being the royal guard to the royal family, and they're allowed in and they can explore through the dungeon of the Lost Woods or whatever. But Zoe and Mido, I think they could go together in the sense that they have some importance to Ocarina of Time in some form or matter. So yeah. For number 2 is Tingle. Now Tingle has been in a various amount of games. He's been in Majora's Mask, the Minish Cap, the Wind Waker, Hyrule Warriors, the first game. I think he was a DLC character, and yeah, he's been in a variety of games, and I think he could make an appearance. I hope so, because he is a character that could give Link and Zelda the maps that can help them locate a variety of different things or for a new particular area. So, for example, if Link and Zelda need to find the Triforce of Wisdom or Courage or Power, or the Triforce as a whole, they could find a map that needs to be deciphered, and they go to Tingle, who's really good at maps. They could go to him and he'll be like, "Oh, if you give me 500,000 rupees or something, I'll help you decipher the map." And then they give him the amount of rupees that he needs, and they'd be like, "Oh, this map it shows, once decided, it shows that the Triforce or this particular thing is over here in this location." And it could be something like that. Or, again, I think Tingle will be in this movie, if he is in the movie, to be sort of like a story-related thing or something like that. So, yeah. And for number 1 is Hestu. Now, Hestu, I would believe, if he is in the movie, would have a similar role as he does in Age of Calamity, in that he would guide both Link and Zelda to where the Master Sword is, which is being kept by the Deku Tree. And that would be quite cool. But seeing like how Hestu would be played in the movie, and I think it would be really cool to see if he is in the movie. It would be cool to see him do his dance, or the 2 dances that he does in both, not Hyrule Warriors, in both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. It'd be really cool to see like how, and as well as how it would be cool how to see him being realised. I think he'll probably be done in the sense that he'll have someone on set, but be wearing like a mocap suit or something, and then he'll be replaced by CGI or something like that if he's in the movie. But yeah, I think Hestu would also probably be a bit of comedic relief for the movie, because Hestu's like this sort of like quirky character, and it's kind of like he's got like really cool dances and stuff like that. I think he'll be mainly more comedic relief for the movie, but I would think that he would be a sort of a companion of sorts when Link and Zelda need to find the Master Sword or something like that. So yeah. So those would be my top 5 characters I'd like to see in the Zelda movie. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next video.